anybody that I stop to talk to, I talk to them and say, hey, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Have you got your girls checked? That's a conversation that I have with pretty much anybody. And I'm not ashamed because the other, the other side could be something that's more deadly. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Wind Down Wednesday podcast. I'm your host, your girl, Donita Devine. If you're new here, this podcast is all about real talk, shared experiences, and connecting with the community. Tonight's topic is an important one and one that is very close to my heart. Since we are in the month of October, known as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I would like to talk about breast cancer, what it is, the importance of early detection, and how we can support those affected. So grab your drinks, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Breast cancer. Whew. Yes, it does not discriminate. It doesn't care who you are, how thin you are, how many green smoothies you drink, how many times you go to the gym. It does not discriminate. Breast cancer affects millions of people every year. And did you know 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in a lifetime? And Black women are at a higher risk of developing and dying from breast cancer than white women? That's why early detection is critical for surviving this disease, and awareness is key. So whether you personally know someone who has been affected by breast cancer, this month we need to show support, educate ourselves, and spread awareness about the importance of early detection. Breast cancer is an important topic for me because of some personal experiences that I've had that I'm going to share with you tonight. First is that my cousin, who many of you may heard me talk about in the past, was diagnosed in 2019, maybe late 2019. She is a strong African American Black woman who had a killer body, fit, amazing personality to go with it. So, a socialite. When she told us she had breast cancer, of course we were shocked. Like, how could this happen to you, right? And she probably was thinking the same thing. She, like I said, did her treatments. And then in October 2020, she rang the victory bell. No more breast cancer, no more cancer detected. So we were super excited. But because it was a pandemic, we couldn't all rally around her because of all the different treatments that she had been going on. She was, very susceptible of any type of diseases or anything that can harm her. So we just celebrated from afar. The following year, she was then diagnosed with another type of cancer. The cancer came back in another form, and it was a more vigorous, more harmful form of cancer. And she continued her treatments. We partied and celebrated with her and supported her in any way that we knew how as cousins, And then, but the cancer came back a lot stronger than the treatments could protect her from. And in August of 2021, we lost her to cancer. And that loss was a really big blow to our family. And she was like a sister to me. We grew up, thick as thieves, as they say. And during the time when she found out that she had cancer, we were going through our family tree. Like, did you know that Auntie such and such had cancer? Some things that we never knew in our family that had breast cancer. So knowing your family history is also important. So then you know that, okay, I know that my cousin or my aunt had breast cancer, so I need to make sure that I get checked out. So this is why I say that early detection is key. That affected me so much because that was a tremendous blow. We were in the process of planning our 50th birthdays together. Like we did every year, we planned our birthdays together. And to know that I was going into my 50s and I didn't have her with me, it was a hard pill to swallow. And it makes me go get checked, make sure I go get checked on a regular basis. And anybody that I stop to talk to, I talk to them and say, hey, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Have you got your girls checked? That's a conversation that I have with pretty much anybody. And I'm not ashamed because the other, the other side could be something that's more deadly. Then I have a childhood friend who was also diagnosed with breast cancer at the end of last year, 2023. And her story is a lot different because she went in for a routine screening and immediately they followed up with a biopsy. And then immediately after that, they followed up with getting the lump removed. She had been doing her treatments to make sure that there was no more cancer detected. And a few months ago, she got a clean bill of health saying that she was 100% cancer free. But stories like that is because she was right there. She did her mammogram, they diagnosed it, they tested it, they removed it. And it's also when you go to the right place to make sure that you get it done. So you go and you have a doctor that is advocating for you, but make sure that you advocate for yourself because that is so important because we are the only people that are going to care about us. You have to advocate for yourself. But having the right doctors and team in place is also important. So I would like to share more of my true personal story. Just like every year, I went in April for my annual screening, my annual mammogram. And I decided to go I used to go somewhere else, but I decided to go to my primary care hospital. So I went there and got my screening and left. Within a few days, I received a phone call. Typically, I would get a letter in the mail saying, no, nothing was found, nothing was detected, and see you next year. But this time it wasn't the case. I got a phone call from a doctor or a nurse at the hospital saying, we may have seen something. We want to take a closer look. So come back for an ultrasound. So then the panic, the stress, the anxiety hit me because now I'm in my 50s and I'm like, oh my gosh, what could that be? And I'm feeling around and I felt a lump. I know sometimes that can be hormonal but it still does not take any of the anxiety and stress away. So they scheduled me for like the following couple of weeks later and I went in for the ultrasound. The ultrasound came back that it was a cyst, several cysts, and I had to come back in 6 months. And so they give you this letter that you leave out with, and it's like cancer was found. No, it has like different levels, but you want the one that says you are great. Come back in a year. That wasn't the box that they checked for me. They checked that box to say we'll see you in another 6 months because we need to do further investigation. That did not ease my anxiety because I'm so used to getting that clean bill of health and knowing that that's not the case. I had to go back. I just went back this week to have yet another ultrasound. They did once again say it was still the same, but I did get a better check mark this time, but it's still cystic breast. And they always tell you your breasts are so dense, you may need to get a 3D ultrasound. And that's something that I recommend up front. Try to get the most, first of all, just go and get it done. But if you have insurance and you can afford to do something a little bit more advanced, then get the advanced screening and your insurance will pay for it. But yes, that was my process and my journey. And just recently, I didn't want to make this video until I had my results from my last mammogram ultrasound. And right now, I am still being monitored. I go for another, they told me to come back in another 6 months, which would now be my annual mammogram. And I would have to do a mammogram and an ultrasound. And if they felt like something was awry, they felt like something was, they needed to dig deeper, they would have requested a biopsy. But they did not. And they are continuing to monitor it. That right now it's good to know that I'm being monitored and that people are looking to make sure that I'm safe, that I'm healthy. But I have to continue to I check my own boobs every day. When you lie down in the bed, you want to make sure you do your own self-evaluation, because guess what? I might be good today, but next week I might touch something and something else develops. So it's good to be your own advocate and know your body. If there's something that's painful in your body, in your breast, you need to let your doctor know. If you have something that oozes out, and you're not having a baby, then you need to let your doctor know. Early detection is key. One of the most inspiring parts about breast cancer awareness is hearing those stories. Yes. So let's take a moment to celebrate our survivors. Ladies, you have been through the fire and come out on the other end. You are living proof of strength, resilience, and hope. Now, let's shed a little light on that hope, because having breast cancer does not mean the end. For many, it is the journey of survival, learning to fight like never before, and coming through it with power, more grace, and gratitude for life, and knowing that there is life after cancer. These women, the survivors, they are warriors. They have been through treatments, countless treatments, surgeries, ups and downs, and everything in between, and still standing strong. So, whether you are going through something right now or in remission and recovery, you are not alone. We stand with you. We see you and we honor you. And you've taught us, although cancer is tough, you're tougher. And your stories inspire us to keep pushing, to keep fighting, and to keep hope alive. Now, what I love about October, in October, we get to wear pink, loud and proud. And it's not just the color, it's the statement behind it. It shows solidarity. So when you wear pink, you are showing that you support every woman, every survivor, every family affected by breast cancer. So whether you are wearing the pink ribbon, rocking a pink shirt, or some nails that you had last week, rock that pink. Because when we see it, it reminds us that we are all in this fight together. So ladies, if you haven't already, throw on some pink and take a moment to honor the warriors that have been through the battle and those that continue to fight. You have been shining a light on us, letting us know that surviving is possible. You are the epitome of strength, and I wear my pink proudly for you. Remember, awareness is just not for the month of October. It's a year-round thing. We must stay informed, supportive, and most importantly, stay on top of our own health. All right, let's kick things off by answering some of the top search questions about breast cancer. Some of these you may know already, and some of these things you might not, but I wanted to share them with you. What are some of the signs of breast cancer? Some of the early signs of breast cancer can be lumps on the breast, in the breast. It can be change of the skin. It can be your nipple looking different. Like I mentioned before, I had a lump in my breast, so that was one of the things that I noticed. And but not all lumps are cancerous. So that's why it's critical and crucial to get detected early. What are some of the risk factors for breast cancer? And the answer is some of those factors are beyond our control, like age and family history, but some are something that we can control, like smoking, alcoholism, and lack of exercise. Those can also contribute. So you want to make sure you try to keep a healthier lifestyle to prevent the risk of getting breast cancer. How does family history affect my chances of developing breast cancer? Great question. Although I'm not a doctor, I do know close relatives like your mother, your sister, are that increases your chances of developing breast cancer. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get it, it just increases your risk. And this is why early detection is so important to make sure you stay on top of it. At what age should I start getting mammograms? Great question. For most women, it is recommended that we start getting our mammograms at age 40, unless there's some signs of family history that has breast cancer, then your doctor may recommend you start at an earlier age. Some as early as 35. So check with your doctor. I would love to hear your questions and your experiences about breast cancer. Do you have any questions for me or anything that you would want me to find out for you? Put your questions and your comments and your shared experiences down in the comment section. So, next, I would like to clear up any myths or misconceptions that are out here around that's surrounding breast cancer. And number one is only women with family history of breast cancer are at risk, which is false. And it's a huge misconception because most women who get breast cancer don't even have a family history of breast cancer. So anyone can be at risk. Remember that. That's why it's always important to get tested. Get your boobs, get your mammogram checked, get your boobs checked and your mammogram done. It's important for everyone to get screened. Mammograms are painful and mammograms cause cancer. So, for me, I'm not going to lie, mammograms are not painful for me. They are uncomfortable for most people. I know that a lot of people do not like getting them because if you have a larger breast or you have very sensitive breasts, it can be quite uncomfortable. But like I said earlier, the test is typically like a 2-minute test per breast. And it's just giving you those awkward angles, trying to make sure they get all the different shots. But it's not painful to me personally. But it's a 2-minute test per breast that can save your life. Now, do mammograms cause cancer? No, mammograms do not cause cancer. And if they did, they would not be doing mammograms. I mean, I don't know who would ask that question, but no, mammogram does not cause cancer. Another myth is finding lumps in your breast means that you have cancer. That is false because our bodies change, our hormones change so often that something different might happen in your breast. So having a lump does not mean that you have cancer. But this is why when you do find something that is a little bit abnormal, is to stay on top of it. Write it down when you've noticed it And then if you can, even try to measure it so you can see if it's growing or getting smaller. So by the time you get to your appointment with your doctor, you have that information that you can give to them and they will know what to do with that information. So early detection is key. Have you heard any myths or have questions about breast cancer that made you question breast cancer or made you question what you thought you knew? Comment below. Let me know what myths you heard about breast cancer. Let's clear it up. I would like to leave you with this. Stay proactive, be aware, and be your own advocate because no one is going to fight harder for your health than you will. And to my Black women out there, let's stay on top of this because studies show that we are often diagnosed later and with a more aggressive type of breast cancer. So that's why early detection is crucial for survival. Okay, ladies, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you're ready to take action or ready to support your friend or family member. I really hope that you understand the importance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Not only that, but early detection. Early detection is key. So we have to stay on top of this, ladies. And please share this episode with someone if you feel that they can benefit from it. Don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms, Donita Divine. And also, take a picture of you rocking that pink and tag me, Donita Divine. And on IG, Donita.Divine. Hope to see you next week when we have another juicy topic. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me. And don't forget to leave some comments below and share your stories and let me know if you have any questions. Bye for now.